And we can go ahead and move on to the Patriots, I'll move on to Patriots. They're third on my list, and I was very close to putting them two because their head coach is Bill Belichick, and I don't ever want to go against Bill Belichick, right? He is an amazing mind. Best coach in NFL history. I don't think there's any debate about that. Do you have any debates on that?
Nope.
No. And I mean, the main concern with them is two things. They lost Josh McDaniels, who we all know is one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. And they did lose J.C. Jackson. Now, J.C. Jackson part, I'm not too worried about. I mean, he's a great corner, maybe a bit overhyped, a bit overpaid due to how good he really is. But overless, he was a great corner for the Patriots. But they find corners left and right. It seems like they have a scheme that that allows corners to excel. They brought back Malcolm Butler, who isn't what he used to be, but maybe the Patriot system can go ahead and help him regain some of the form he used to have. They have Jalen Mills, who is a semi-decent cornerback too.
And they have Jonathan Jones, who just started on the PUP list.
I'm not too sure if the PUP list doesn't mean you're going to be out the first 6 weeks, right?
No. It just means you're not going to start training camp.
All right, but I think if you're on the PUP list, like once preseason's over, something like that, I think that means you missed for 6 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, but most of them will be back by preseason. Most of them are just getting put on that list now because they're not going to be in the training camp activities.
All right, yeah, because that's not like Michael Thompson. Like, he is going to be ready week 1.
He'll be ready. J.K. Dobbins, Ian Rappaport got fucking twisted for that. And then
did he report anything really wrong though?
No. I didn't hate on it, but just J.K. Dobbins didn't like it. But back on the Patriots, the reason why I had them 4, and let me say this right now. These Patriots fans are fucking wild, Zach. You know the Patriot. I work with a Patriots fan. Okay, you know him. We're not going to talk about him. We're not going to say his name. I have this guy sitting in my office all day saying, we need to fire Bill Belichick. I swear to God, he's saying this. And I look at him like, you guys are dirtbags. I'm not saying this is all Patriots fans. I know. But I've heard 2 people say this now that were Patriots fans. It's getting ridiculous because you guys haven't won a playoff game in 2 years. You guys are freaking out. The reason why I have them 4 is not because they're bad. By no means they're bad. And as far as the J.C. Jackson thing, I've given up on questioning why the Patriots don't re-sign some players because it always ends up working out for them.
Yeah, they're a 3rd-round pick for him.
Exactly, but they it always ends up working out for them. Whoever the fuck the player is, they always sign somewhere. Especially linebackers, Van Noy, Jamie Collins, they suck. Go right back to the Patriots. The Patriots know what they're doing. Belichick knows what he's doing. The reason why I have them 4 is not because they're bad. It's because this division is good. I don't think they're better than the Dolphins, just point blank period. They can't beat us. It's just a good matchup against them. They made no additions. They got Tyquan Thornton and Cole Strange.
Devontae Parker.
He'll play 6 games. That's great. And he's going to be very good in those 6 games. But everybody's sleeping on the Jets. Patriots did not get any better. They got worse. They lost J.C. Jackson. I'm not hating on them for it. I'm not the biggest fan of J.C. Jackson. But they did nothing. So how do you expect – and they lost their offensive coordinator. So how do you expect a team to do that and be better than last year? And not only be better than last year, every team around them, Jets, Dolphins, Bills, got way better, in my opinion. All of them. I just don't see it. I have them going 4th in the division. That no one has that, but I think it's going to happen. I really do. And it's not on Bill Belichick. I just think it's the talent on the team.
So I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at a stat. It was kind of like a luck chart, right? It was about which teams were the luckiest and unluckiest teams in the NFL due to like how many games they won compared to what they should have won. The Patriots were the most unlucky team in the NFL last year. I think there was I could think of some stats, right? You could say, yeah, they maybe should have beaten the Buccaneers last year, right? On that primetime game. I was going to say Dolphins a couple times, and they still finished the year with, what did they go, 11-6 last year? I know they made the playoffs. They were a wild card team. I want to say they won 11 games last year, maybe 12.
I think they won 10. I think they won 10-7. I could be wrong because they didn't almost beat us twice. Week 17 was a fucking mob. Week 18, my bad. Week 1 they should have won. It was a Damian Harris fumble. But yeah,
I'm gonna look it up real quick, but they were one of the more unlucky teams in the NFL last year. And I mean, they do have some hope for self improvement, right? Maybe Mac Jones does take another step forward. I'm not saying that I'm the biggest Mac Jones guy, but there's definitely a chance that he could take a step forward from last year. They actually did go 10-7. They were a little better than that,
So I
but
was right.
there's a chance he could take a step forward. I personally think that they have a pretty good running back room. It's nothing crazy. I do expect the Dolphins running back room, but they do have a bunch of guys like Damian Harris, Ramondre
You think
Stevenson.
it's better than the Dolphins running back room?
Yes.
So let me get this straight. Damian Harris is better than anybody we have in the roster. Not going to fight with you about that. Who's behind that? James White, who's not going to be playing the first few weeks.
They got James White. They got Ramondre Stevenson, who I really liked when he played last year. They drafted Pierre Strong in the draft. I personally like that better than the Dolphins running back room.
I don't. Not at all. I don't think it's close either. You Sony Michel, whatever, they traded him for a bag of chips. Not going to fight about that. Edmonds is not better than Damian Harris, but I just think we have all around. I think we will finish a better running team than the Patriots. No doubt. Zero doubt in my mind we will, especially with McDaniel's scheme. Zero doubt in my mind. And
zero doubt in your mind?
Zero doubt in my mind. And that could be a little biased. I'm not trying to be an asshole.
They were the eighth. They were the eighth best team last year against your run.
What did the 49ers finish?
The 49ers, I'm not sure to tell me. I'm looking at just stats from the teams we're doing today. But
I'm pretty sure the 49ers finished top 10 as well.
But I could be wrong. The Niners also do have much better run game, like a talent-wise, than the Dolphins.
How? Elijah Mitchell?
I'm taking Elijah Mitchell over anybody on the Dolphins.
Oh, I would for sure. I'm not fighting that, but he came out of nowhere.
Like, how could you also have a much better O-line?
100%.
Yeah, exactly. They have Kyle Shanahan calling plays. Let's see how Mike McDaniels is. No, Mike McDaniels came from the Niners, but they have a lot of stuff going for them over the Dolphins. Like, the Dolphins were just 30th. They added some guys. They only added they added Connor Williams.
But they added a whole new scheme, Zach.
All right, but we got to wait and see how it's implemented. It's also a new scheme for their QB who isn't used to a scheme like that. Jimmy Garoppolo is used to a run-heavy scheme from even when he was back in New England with San Fran. Those are run-heavy schemes.
Yeah, I get you. But you know what Mac Jones is? Mac Jones is what Tua should be. Like, Mac Jones' job last year, don't get me wrong, he has a way better arm than Tua, not accuracy-wise, but arm strength-wise. But the guy's job is dink-dunk, 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 midfield, dink-dunk, but he has protection. That's exactly what Tua's game is, but he doesn't have protection. So I'm not high on Mac Jones. I don't think he definitely shouldn't have made the fucking Pro Bowl last year. But
Pro Bowl was a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke. Man was hitting the gritty. He was hitting the gritty in the end zone, dude. I'm not watching that shit no more, bro. Ever again. But yeah, no, the Patriots, they're going to be fourth in the division this year. I feel it. 3 or 4. But I really do think the Jets beat them out.
I will never bet against Bill Belichick. And even on defense, they still have pretty much the exact same front seven. Only difference is they added Mac Wilson, who, I mean, hasn't lived up to the hype yet out of college. But if anybody could turn him around, I'd put a bet on Bill Belichick to be able to turn him around. Because Mac Wilson
Chase Winovich for him.
Yeah, I mean, Mac Wilson, I think he did drop in the draft. I think he had it was either medical issues or he fell due to some personal issues, I guess.
I think it was off the field issues.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, though. But I knew he fell.
I feel like I remember hearing that, but I don't remember 100%, so I don't want to say that was the reason.
I don't either.
But I know I'm pretty sure he was like a 5th-round pick, right? But then he was projected to go like 2nd round or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
He was a 5th-round pick. He was projected late 2nd, early 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah, so he did fall. I could see if he buys into the Patriot system that he would be a lot better. They got Juwan Bentley, who's decent. They got Raekwon McMillan back there, so they don't need. It's not like they necessarily need him to play good. They got Judon. They got Lawrence Guy, Christian Barmore. Devon
Godshaw.
Yeah, like they got some pass rushers there. Judon had a great year for them last year.
For sure.
So they definitely still have a good defense. Maybe Cal Duggar takes a big step forward at safety.
He will.
So, I mean, they got some guys there. They definitely have some guys there on defense that they were one of the best defenses in the NFL last year. I expect to be one of the best this year, even without J.C. Jackson, due to their scheme.
100%. I agree with you on that. And I'm not hating on that. It's just I didn't see enough progression, and I've seen too much progression around them. You get what I'm saying?
That's why. And, I mean, it is a big concern. Like, they haven't named an offense coordinator or defense coordinator. Is Matt Patricia really going to be calling their offensive plays? Like, that would give me a lot of
Well, no,
concern.
it would be Belichick, obviously. Why the fuck would Matt Patricia be calling the plays?
That's what the rumor is, that Matt Patricia
If
or
Matt
Joe
Patricia's
Judge.
calling offensive plays, dude, lock my shit in as a 4.
They've discussed Matt Patricia and Joe Judge as the potential offense coordinators, but they haven't technically named anybody as of
Joe
today.
Judge. Do that fucking quarterback sneak on the 2-yard line.